There's a peculiar weight carried by those who see the world differently. Their minds, sharp and unyielding, often uncover truths others prefer to leave hidden. Schopenhauer once reflected on the nature of genius, suggesting it reaches for targets invisible to most. But genius, he cautioned, often walks a lonely road, misunderstood, envied, or even feared. This isn't just philosophy, it's reality for those whose intelligence shines too brightly in a world that thrives on mediocrity. The sharper the intellect, the more likely it is to disturb the fragile balance of egos around it. It's not about being too much, but about being perceived as a mirror, reflecting what others may not be ready to face. And yet, the true art lies not in dimming this brilliance, but in mastering it. Schopenhauer believed that wisdom is not about overwhelming others with your light. It's about knowing when to illuminate and when to let others discover their own. This balance, this unspoken skill, is where true power resides. The human intellect is like a flame in the darkness, bright, captivating, and fragile. It craves understanding but often finds itself isolated, like a lighthouse on a distant shore. Schopenhauer viewed intellect not as a weapon, but as a tool, one that can build bridges or walls depending on how it's wielded. It's a reminder that the strength of the mind lies not in how loudly it speaks, but in the wisdom of its silence. Think about the moments when you've held back your thoughts, not out of fear, but out of an intuitive knowing. Perhaps you sensed that sharing too much would only create distance. It's not about suppressing brilliance, it's about cultivating awareness, like a river that chooses its path carefully, nourishing the land without causing destruction. This restraint is not weakness, but a profound strength. Schopenhauer believed that the most intelligent individuals understand their surroundings deeply, shaping their interactions with care. True brilliance isn't in overwhelming others with knowledge, but in nurturing an environment where understanding can grow. And perhaps, in this quiet mastery, there's a deeper truth waiting to unfold, one that leads not to separation, but to connection. In our daily lives, the ability to balance intelligence with humility can transform how we navigate relationships and opportunities. Consider this: a workplace discussion where someone dominates the conversation with their knowledge might seem impressive at first, but it often leaves others feeling overshadowed. Instead, the art lies in guiding the dialogue subtly, allowing others to contribute while steering the conversation toward meaningful outcomes. This balance is also evident in personal relationships. Imagine sharing a profound insight with a friend. If presented as a lecture, it may feel overwhelming, but when woven into a shared experience or story, it invites connection and understanding. Schopenhauer's philosophy teaches us that intelligence thrives not in isolation, but in harmony, creating space for others to see their own value. Practically, this means embracing a mindset of curiosity and collaboration. Ask questions instead of providing answers. Listen with the intent to understand, not to respond. By doing so, you not only demonstrate wisdom, but also create an environment where your intellect uplifts rather than intimidates. And in those subtle moments, something powerful begins to take shape, a shared brilliance, greater than any individual spark. Picture a small seed buried in the earth. To the untrained eye, it seems lifeless, hidden away in darkness. But beneath the soil, something extraordinary is happening. That seed, much like us, carries immense potential, waiting for the right conditions to grow. Schopenhauer often compared human intellect to such hidden treasures. Its greatest power lies not in its visibility, but in what it silently cultivates. Think about the moments when someone truly listened to you, not to respond, but to understand. Those moments aren't about dazzling others with brilliance. They're about creating a space where vulnerability feels safe. A teacher who doesn't flaunt their knowledge, but gently guides their students, creates bonds that last a lifetime. This is where the beauty of human connection lies, not in imposing, but in inspiring. When we allow our intelligence to serve others rather than overshadow them, we mirror the quiet strength of the seed. It reminds us that growth is not about competition, but cooperation. And in this cooperation, something transformative begins to bloom. Something that touches not just minds, but hearts. What if true strength lies not in how brightly you shine, but in how gently you share your light? Imagine standing at the edge of a vast cliff, the wind rushing around you. Beneath you, the unknown stretches endlessly, both terrifying and exhilarating. Schopenhauer believed that in these moments of vulnerability, when we face the unknown, we find our greatest clarity and courage. The genius within us is not meant to overpower but to elevate. Think of the moon. Its glow is soft, yet it transforms the night, guiding travelers and inspiring poets. In the same way, when we temper our brilliance with compassion, we illuminate paths for others without casting shadows. This is the essence of wisdom, not to blind others with knowledge, but to help them see their own potential. Perhaps the void we fear, the discomfort of restraint, the uncertainty of silence, is not emptiness at all. It is where growth begins, where connection flourishes, and where true brilliance finds its voice. And in embracing that stillness, we don't lose ourselves. We discover the power to transform everything around us. True intelligence isn't about dominance, it's about creating harmony. Schopenhauer's insights remind us that brilliance doesn't need to be loud to be impactful. It thrives in the subtlety of connection, in the quiet confidence of understanding, and in the humility to let others shine alongside us. When we channel our intellect to uplift rather than overshadow, we become more than individuals. We become catalysts for transformation. So what if today you chose to approach your brilliance differently? Not as a force to conquer, but as a light to guide. Imagine the relationships you could deepen, the barriers you could break, and the impact you could leave, not by standing above others, but by walking beside them. The art of mastering your intellect isn't about hiding, it's about sharing it with purpose and grace. As you reflect on this, consider how your light can make the world brighter, not by blinding, but by inspiring. If this resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and join this journey of introspection and growth. Together, let's explore the depths of the human mind and the heights of its potential. Don't forget to activate the notifications to ensure you never miss another story.